likes to sing that song when he's playing that. Yeah, he does. He did it on one of our casts.
I haven't played with Fog.
Yeah, he always dodges our man. And coming to Sweden.
Yes, that was totally on purpose. He's like, oh, Kyle's gonna be there.
Well, I mean, you know what it is like when I took my flight, right? I made an effort to get dressed. I brought a nice business bag. I looked part.
Don't
Fog
me.
says that he deliberately didn't shower, wore sweatpants and a torn-up hoodie. And what do you know? They took a second look.
This
He
is
didn't shave either.
I feel like that this gamer right underneath Kyle sings. This is not speculative, but middle lane, you know, you got adzantick on the up here.
I'm sorry, I just
Kyle, please.
take adzantick. He'll help elevate your Dota team to new heights. Side effects could be unintentional feeding, walking down the mid lane, and speaking with a Cockney accent. Try adzantick.
Thanks, Kyle.
No problem. Friendly PSA.
Yeah. Anyways, though, when I was going, Puck, of course, having a little damage, and then facing off Mambos. All right. Well, Bird is down in the bottom lane.
Already icing over.
So that's a pretty nice start for the Crystallis base. But poor Crystallis is just getting poked away at, and that's exactly what we said needs to happen.
Yeah, this is an impossible lane for Ursa. I'm actually surprised that they put him top. I expected they would dodge and try to match him up against Jug, but this is the other thing about this dual lane only meta. In the past, Veno off lane, you have no method of gaining creep. Like, it's Veno Rasta. You just put 3 heroes here, right? If this is a Tusk and a Phoenix with any hero, you're just going to kill them over and over, and you're going to get free farm on your Ursa. But 2-on-2 lane, this 2 range, albeit squishy with low base damage, you just smack in the face until he has to heal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they could aggro into a Juggernaut because they've got the Grimstroke.
Well, no, you aggro safe into the, against the Veno, or you just swap the Ursa to the bottom of the.
And I don't super love the idea of Phoenix.
Me neither. But I think sometimes you got to. I actually think he's also better in tri-lane than people give him credit for. Just consider that the spirits have nice damage, and you slow, like, you can't attack. So Phoenix just hits 2 heroes in the enemy tri-lane with it, and there you go.
Yeah. Doesn't everyone just run into Phoenix at level 1 immediately because he has no escape mechanism and armor?
Rasta though, like what are you gonna do? He's just like spin on the ATF.
Well, the root in place with that frostbite. A little bit very far, gonna be able to keep him alive. Slow as him.
Our blade is swifter.
Very tough game for him. That is a big. He is not really able to.
Surprised that they didn't at all.
Yeah. But at this point, it's too late. But yeah, as you can see, he's just getting clicked. Oh, that's the strat.
Yeah.
Oh. Those shackles, not gonna be able too long, but Fishman takes a decent chunk of harass.
I love the build too. Not this ward build. Just get at least the 2 points in the Gale. They have CM aura as well, so you're just gonna spam. And yeah, this is unplayable top lane. You're gonna need a rotation from the Puck. That is the benefit. Puck at 6 just comes top, you get both kills, no problem. And it's tough for the Hippomaniacs lineup to counter gank. Bloodseeker TP. It's like threat.
Particularly since we're going a no wards build from the Venomancer so far, so it's not even like he's going to have the wards preemptively in place to catch the Puck as he's rotating over.
Ooh, and that's a dead Crystal Maiden in the bottom lane.
I can't.
It's okay. That's a reset. That's what I always like to say when we reset.
You come back with full mana, you can bring your core some of their items too if you want. Sure, they're going to need that for Crystallis because his courier just out. This is a tough lane. Like, nothing seems to be going right. He's lost his courier now, which is done.
Man, I always think about our TZ stream for some reason. But talk about sad boys. This Ursa's game is just like, I can't even imagine. Don't tell anyone in NA about this.
What? Venomancer?
Venomancer offlane, yeah. That was the
guess Fishman was hoping to keep
I
up
feel
away.
like Eddie's one of the most prolific Venomancer.
Yeah, I
like
know.
we were doing the Viper off lane a whole bunch last patch.
Lane, a little bit of harass here. Still has the Icarus dive, though. Should be absolutely fine. As long as he doesn't tick too low and they throw down. I'm out!
That last hit from the Crystal Maiden hit him right as his got to him.
No.
That's so annoying.
Were you watching?
You just straight up lose like 100 HP because of that. You're waiting another 13 seconds.
And look at the way that Fishman's forced to play here. He keeps throwing the Inkswell down on himself and just trying to get in the way of Muff because he knows that Muff's going to be running after him. They don't have any other lockdown
No,
for
not
him,
like
so
this.
they
Fishman.
have enough damage.
Souffled.
But adzantick is going to be able to go grab himself that rune down here once
The thing is, I don't like the skill build on Grimstroke. If you're gonna play Dota in this lane, like you max Q, you just push the wave to your boy.
Yeah, they just double Q the lane every time.
Nice spirit back. With the slow, he's already used the spin. This is not looking great for Creel, but they do have the frostbite. Crystal Maiden, she's poking away over here at the
Nice
Mars.
job.
Alex trying to find Curry one more hit now, but still is enough with the fire spirit.
That
Sehny
is-
forced to run away.
Huge kill. Curry, just a little too spicy for his own good there. Tries to get aggressive. Geez, 6, I love the move, but why not just wait till 6? You're winning the lane.
Very nice spear indeed. What can Crystallis do here?
I think it's becoming one of those lanes that Shaman almost doesn't.
I'm burning up.
Dead Maiden.
But where else would he go? That's the thing. It's my only question mark.
I'm okay with him stacking the triangle during this time. I'm okay with a rotation to mid to sit behind that. Like, I'm okay with any of those things. I think a big thing about the last 2 patches have been supports not being unnecessarily in lane.
Yep, no, it's a good point, because if you stack Ancients, Veno Wards I love because they do piercing damage to neutrals, so they do more than hero attacks. So you can even do a triple Ancient
Radiant
stack at level 3.
structures
Like,
are fortified.
and instead, they're in
Just a little bit too far here. Adzantick's like we talked about. Look at Stream Coil, and it's just an easy, quick pick off for.
Creatures.
So yeah,
Dire's
that was
top
always an
tower has been
inevitability, right?
denied.
And that's the concern you have as this Veno offlane. And now, something we don't see very often. This used to be a thing, but it's just not good anymore because most of the time you want to be pushing lane. I want to see Ursa just freeze the lane top. You know, let Veno play here if he's willing to cross where that tower has died. But otherwise, you can just chill. Because there's really nowhere for the Veno to play if not this top lane. And that becomes unplayable for him once he gets past the safety that ward isn't
Oh,
done.
that's not true. You play mid. That's what Venomancers frequently do, right?
Look out. Greetings.
Just set up a ward wall mid lane. Wants to be in the mid lane constantly. Silence here.
Yes, he's crossed it up. Even that very fire, not going to be enough to save him. Fishman trying the best he can using that Inkswell, but I think, nope, he's managed to get out.
That was beautiful.
And now,
The fact that they made such a heavy rotation with the Venomancer behind it, so they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on this mid
Radiant's
tower,
bottom
which you
tower is
desperately want
under
to be able to
attack.
keep alive anyway.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
definitely annoying when you have for this mid tower, which is so incredibly valuable.
Yep. Venomancer. I mean, I just don't like how low level he is. I would have really liked him to try and make this
Radiant's
move at the
bottom
10-minute
tower
mark.
is under
He could be
attack.
level 7, probably even level 8 by
Dire's
then.
middle tower is
Maxed
under
out the
attack.
wards.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that they're staying here right now. Like, make that move and then rotate back up, like, whether it's one of the supports taking over that bottom lane. Like, I don't think you give that tower up for free necessarily. Jug is where he's supposed to be, which is occupying the enemy top lane. But because this Juggernaut, he could still be in a state.
Yep.
Right? They actually have limited initiation on him.
And you're not really, you can't push into Grimstroke puck. That's why the mid play isn't ideal just yet. If you get maxed out wards and set this up with the catapult, take command of the area and then smoke to it, it works. But you know, you don't ever want to be in a spot where Veno and a couple heroes are just slowly attritioning down a tower. It just takes too long and you give up too much value around the map.
Overall, I really like what Hippomaniacs. It feels like they're being very active. They're taking the strength that they got from their laning phase and putting pressure. It feels like CreepWave is constantly having to respond to everything Hippomaniacs is doing, which is what I wanted to set the tempo of the game.
Level 6 on the Phoenix now, so this mid push just became much harder. And now it's all about finding a favorable fight if you are CreepWave. Hippomaniacs will effectively always be able to out-damage trade you if you're not in a scenario where it's at least on 3. But now you've got Mars Arena ready, Coils ready, Egg is ready. You get these spells off on 2-3 heroes, and those 2-3 heroes.
Illusion.
Level 4, but
Fine, he's got his big brothers here to most of the setup.
Puck, I think they had vision of him off of that ward, so they should know about this. Maybe Muff will die, maybe not.
It looks like they're not too interested.
Good. Give up that tower. Put pressure on mid right now. Like if you don't want to fight into that puck to the safe lane, which I think is probably too risky of a move right now, just immediately rotate your heroes from bottom into mid.
Yes, making his way over, as is that puck.
This'll come in handy.
Now you've just forced like a mass TP rotation
Radiant's
into mid.
bottom
That
tower
makes your
is
top
under
lane feel
attack.
very safe. People can start returning back to this bottom lane if they
Radiant's
want to
bottom
collect the
tower
wave as
has
it hits the
fallen.
tier 2.
what items are we looking at this? Okay, so he's going to go Maelstrom on Jug. So the only thing that concerns me again for Hippos is that, yeah, the Ursa's game, it has been ruined, but he's just all inning for progression. He's rushing battle fury.
So that's a lot of ultimates all at once here, but it pays off. They get the kill on Mambo. And right, just trying to do a little bit more damage. But now you don't have to worry about the Doom Coil or the Mars Arena for a little bit. You still have the Phoenix.
Yeah, I know, I understand the reasoning, but there's just too many heroes mid right now. If you were going to make this play, like Jug had to be there, you've got to be killing the tower. You dive for kills and push. You can't just spam wards in front of it as Puck and Grimstroke spam spells.
All right, well, they've got the Serpent Wards now, so they can finally kind of do, like, if this had just been stalled, this whole idea of what they were doing
Dire's
mid,
middle
until they
tower
actually
is
had
under
Serpent
attack.
Wards, then it would feel like a cleaner game. And I think
Dire's
some of their
middle
cores
tower
would be more
has
farmed,
fallen.
because somebody's farming the triangle instead of hovering around mid lane, right? Like, the Bloodseeker, when he gets caught, could be in the triangle farming up, while Venomancer's just chilling.
But the thing is, Venomancer has ruined his game now. Look at the net worth. All of a sudden, Veno and Ursa are tied. That was an utterly dominant top lane, but Veno has spent the last 5.5 minutes slowly whittling down mid tower. He's also buying a pipe, whereas the Ursa's rushing Battle Fury. So you're not investing in net worth. Like that huge catch-up, that is straight up just because of where they've been farming. And I don't like when if you buy a Midas on the Veno first, I'm okay with this defensive item rush. But my big concern is that, you know, you're this huge source of damage for your team. Now your level progression is limited. You're very much like you need levels to deal damage, not necessarily gold. And Ursa's got a level and a half on him now.
I'll agree with that. I think the execution, the idea is right, but the execution could have just been...
Well, no,
Instead of operating in the mid lane so far forward, chipping away at the tower, he's just keeping the mid lane pushed in and farming neutrals as well.
We have a lot of damage coming out for the Doomsday, so he is going to fall, but you can see the rest of the team is coming in hot. And Step 2 with that arena here. Dodo snap, nice play, as Sehny's trying to let it go over the front of Mambos. Again, he is going to go down the shackles around over here on the puck, but Crystallis says, that's great of you to just hold still for me. Turns back around, adzantick is going to be able to disappear. As now Sehny throws out the frostbite. They're still trying to kite this Ursa. Looks like it's just fine, though.
Dire's courier has been
Now that was
killed.
good execution from Alex. You should have hoped him a little more to the left, would have done more damage to the players in the arena, but you're okay with that. Trading spells. You keep killing the Bloodseeker. Yeah, so far so good. Curry, yeah, I just don't know if he can afford to play this passive. Again, if he'd gone for some sort of hyper scaling build, you know, I've seen Miracle go like Mask of Madness into Battle Fury. I would have loved that.
Dire's
But just the
structures
Maelstrom
are fortified.
concerns me, because I just don't know if it's going to get him far enough ahead. Even is not enough for Hippomaniacs. They need a lead.
Just trying to get a lead in terms of just powers that they've been about that. Mob over here. Leaves to go find Mob. Silas immediately coming out, and that should be a very deadly down. Oh, and they managed to find the Crystal Maiden too, so this is going to be a double support kill, it's looking like. Sunray coming out from Phoenix, and adzantick will get yet another kill.
So this is typically why you don't see too many teams try and push the enemy off lane tower, because you are pretty much kind of in a dead end, and it's very easy for the enemy team to cut into the jungle and collect whatever kill.
Radiant's
The
middle
only way
tower
out
is
in that
under attack.
situation is TP. There's no way to like run back just a little bit, which is why typically people would be playing in the enemy jungle. That was just more of a result of circumstances of where that team fight previously was, and they said, okay, with Serpent Wards, let's try and take this offlane tower just because we're here. I just would like to see them playing, like, if they've already taken this mid tower, play for mid, play in that top lane, and then maybe you can get some wards occasionally in the triangle just to kind of see what's there with Serpent Wards from the Venomancer. But I feel like they would have a better time just playing up this top end.
Mambos, the hop forward with the ink swell. Stun them up and take them down. This poor Bloodseeker has felt like a non-factor.
What do you do? How do you make plays? This is the whole trouble we had with the Hippo draft. Like, you can place wards and walk down lanes, but meanwhile, CreepWave are just killing you. And to Tap's point, the other reason is that when you go to the enemy safe, your own safe lane to push, the enemy team wants to kill you because that's the value area of the map for them. They want to take your jungle. So they can just invade, place wards for free, collect a couple of kills, and you're very happy with that. Nice deny.
Well, needs to be careful though. There are 3 people hot on this tail. Fishman's here though, gonna try to keep him alive a little bit longer. Adzantick jumps in. Back off, forcing out the spin from the Jug.
We got a pipe on Veno.
Do indeed.
I think you literally hold a ward line. If we go down to like where those steps are, you hold a ward line from like that area into mid. It's basically how you make sure that the enemy team no longer feels comfortable. Mid lane's constantly going to be pushed in because the wards are there, and they can't invade into their own jungle because that's the most common area to go. I do like the really fast push to tier 2. Like, this general rotation is great. I think it's kind of what I would have liked to see that earlier. This is fantastic. They did it with the siege wagon push. They're going to get the outpost, and they still have plenty to defend.
This is big too. Phoenix really wants his level 12. The output. Pops.
Wrap around on them. By surprise, they'll be able to maybe catch this pop. Immediately though, do they have the detection? He's silenced up. Yes, they do. They drop the sentry, but they don't have a way to really hold him in place. Sunray's gonna be able to keep him alive a little bit longer, long enough for him to go up there. Rupture though, coming through. Mambos is more than happy to take that kill. Comes out from the Phoenix. Fishman says, I am out of here. Teleports out immediately.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice move. You only lose the one. It could have been much worse. And note, can we swap back the levels real quick? Because net worth is a little deceiving. This is the big concern you have. The Ursa is level 13 and scaling. Venomancer level 10. 14 now on the Ursa. It all comes back to how much time was spent middle. The advantage was utilized to slowly gain, whereas Crystallis gambled, bet big on the item progression, and now it's paying off. So, yeah, you're still in this Hippomaniacs, but you need to accelerate the state of play. You have a pipe. Every minute that you don't take a fight, that pipe becomes a worse and worse investment for your offlane Venom. Ow. There's a lot of physical damage threat as well. Very odd to me that the pipe was rushed. I'm also a stickler for itemization, specifically on these weirder heroes like Veno, where effectively you can do anything. You know, we've seen Ags, we've seen Blink, Veil, Mech, Atos. Like, I'm pretty sure you could buy anything you want on Veno and find a reason for it.
Okay, so what did you want?
Anything that was offensive. A pipe wouldn't have been bad. Or sorry, a Veil. I just think Mech is a better item than pipe in many situations. And the mana boots are quite nice just to increase your ward spam. But in this game, you could have gone for a Veil. It's not a terrible Atos game.
Underneath that one.
Drums.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked Greaves just because I feel like the Dispel is particular value against Puck, and then you've got the Fire Spirits. It would have given you that combination of a little bit more sustain mixed with a heavy armor upgrade later on in the game.
I forgot. I gotta remember. One of our experts, BSJ, he is the Ursa expert, and he always said Ursa hates playing against heals. I wouldn't have minded that either. You don't have anyone building one, which makes this Crystallis Ursa game. Like,
no,
look,
Tipek.
Okay. It's too late. If he has one a little earlier, it's just so much easier. Anytime Ursa pops up or overpower, you skills up in the air, and that's pretty much his game over. BKB rush after the Sanj on Mambo, alright.
For my coffee.
trying to go for this Roche play. They dedicated the surf board. Doesn't seem like anyone at CreepWave seems like they are too interested in line to even interrupt this. Get it? But is that going to be enough, you guys?
Goldie. It's gone up to 4K.
Radiant's
Nothing
bottom
happened.
tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Teleports down to the bottom area, though. They know that the Ursa's there, trying to fit. But there's a lot of damage that was put on that tier 2 time.
It's really difficult for them to translate those kind of like foil.
That's opening up. Coil, the Sunray will be able to take down Shadow Shaman and just spearing right over the wall. This Bloodseeker is very dead yet again.
Yeah, you with that. I like the Hippomaniacs. Like they've had a general good idea of objectives. It's just the execution-wise could be literally like 10% better, and they'd be in a much better position.
My venom dissipates.
Radiant's
No
middle
chance
tower
there.
is
Do
falling.
you see the smiles coming out from Crystallis during that? Big old smiles. Very happy for that pickoff.
They're just not making moves though, Cap. Like,
Well, they're not
You know,
making moves because they
let-
don't have the initiation heroes. They're making moves, but their
you-
smokes aren't being useful because they don't actually have a strong initiation, which is hard for any, I think, non-tier 1 team to be able to make that look good.
sure, but I've seen No Tail make Terrorblade look like a ganker by backstabbing a tower to take it. That's what was missing from that mid push. Like, the whole game changes when it takes you 5 minutes of stagnation to kill one objective. So now you're in a position as CreepWave, you've let tier 2 top die. You didn't have an outpost control at 20 minutes. You let Aegis go away for free. But it just doesn't matter because, to your point, I suppose, there's no initiation. So they find an opening. Oh, you TP bottom? All right, cool. We just killed 3 heroes. Like, we're farming an extra 500 gold per minute. We're getting more experience on the map, and we're going to have our BKBs first.
Yeah, I mean, I think that...
Oh my God.
Naturally.
15K experience. That's insane.
I think naturally, lineups with stuns and initiations are easier to execute, and Hippomaniacs have a lineup that doesn't really give them that clear source of initiation, and I think that is naturally a much harder kind of strategy to make successful. And
Yeah, we talked about that during the draft even. We're looking at it and saying, like, even your lockdown that you have coming out. First of all, Crystal Maiden's pretty
Radiant are
slow,
scanning.
but also the Shadow Shaman. You're very reliant on shackles a lot of times, but channeled spell, and they just have stuff that's going to be running at you. Cancel it out, and then before you know it, Ursa, like I said, Ursa just sits there and is like, oh great, you're gonna stand still for me and channel those shackles? Yeah, give me 1 second, I'll be right there. And then rips his face off. Sure, what those can do.
Link on Ursa.
I was reading a couple people on Twitter were talking about it. It just feels like Dota right now, like if you lose in the draft, like you lose really, really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, is that just the state of this current meta right now? Like obviously, you know, if you lose in the draft, it's a normal thing, but feels like especially punishing lately.
Well, I think part of it is no one's ever on a clock anymore. There's so many new items and upgrades added that you don't run out of gold. Or rather, you don't run out of things to shop for. So previously, you'd feel like after like that 4th, 5th item, it's like, oh, I can get something that makes me do a little more damage. Maybe that's it. But items like Arcane Blink,
For
is
my
just
coffers.
the
Dyer's
overpowering
bottom tower
blink,
is under attack.
the upgrades to
Dyer's
Yules even.
structures are
Late game,
fortified.
you can save an ally.
Nice pass.
This is nice. I found him over in the corner and this is he's about Icarus dive.
Yeah, I think drafting's always been apparent in Dota. It's just that
Dyer's
also
bottom
nowadays,
tower
I think
has
people are
fallen.
just better. So
Dyer's bottom
better a
tower
team
is under
is,
attack.
even against
Radiant's
like good
middle
competition,
tower
you see
is
this
under
in tier 1
attack.
matches as well.
Dyer's
You know, if a game is
structures are
soft, it's like, again, it's chess. So if I play an inferior line and you know how to exploit it, it doesn't matter how good I am as a player, I played a bad line. Like, you're not going to be able to recover from that. The same way
Dyer's
it's very
bottom
tough
tower
to
is under
recover
attack.
from a bad draft if the enemy
Radiant's
doesn't
top
make
tower
up
is
for
under
it.
attack. Dyer's
I think it's
bottom
also
tower
like
has fallen.
talk about solved game. Dota, the economy and map did
Dyer's
not
bottom
change
tower is
from
under
the
attack.
last patch.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Yeah,
tower
you can switch up the heroes, but like your general understanding of how to
Radiant's
play
middle
Dota
tower
is
is
the
under
same
attack.
from the last patch, the last patch, the last patch.
Very aggressive blink forward here. Tipek is just absolutely blown up. They've got a beautiful well into the arena. Everything is looking so very good for CreepWave as they take down Sehny. Mambo, he's got the blink, there's not a BKB. He can't do anything to egg off on the side. Everything is just so perfect for that team fight. It's gonna come back up again, and I have a feeling he's going right back down. Although they haven't. No,
there's so two principles for the fans at home, quite important. Moxie touched on one. Very hard to win a game without stuns. You talk to Insania, Fly, any of us old Han guys will say the same thing. Pick stuns, don't not pick stuns. And in this case, you see the other principle. If 5 players on both teams run at each other and everyone uses their spells, who wins? In this game, it's CreepWave. Really, really hard.
Radiant's middle tower is
yeah.
under attack.
And you feel bad for Mambos because he has PKB up and he's just like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll hit the egg. No chance.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Now here on the mark, plus the shackles. He's pretty tanky though, Mambos though. And maybe he can do enough, but there's the BKB coming out. And ATF is just bashing them back. He doesn't seem to care too much. He might actually go down.
Radiant's
He just barely manages to get out.
The stun on the Bloodseeker, then the smash for the lifesteal, and then the TP. What a beast!
Radiant's top
ATF
tower is under
obviously.
attack.
Successful raid.
Oh my gosh, and they have the Agnum Scepter now picked up on the puck.
Yep.
13k net worth lead at 26 minutes in.
So now you've got better catch for Juggernaut, so even he doesn't feel very good about any sort of like split pushing. He can never show himself solo in a lane.
And yeah, I mean, Bloodseeker BKB, first item. I don't count Sanj. So what?
Had to look at him. There. And they find themselves yet another prey, Mambos.
Any more where that
Falls
came
yet
from?
again.
Here I am.
So what's their hope at this?
Radiant's middle
Because
tower
it's
is under
very
attack.
grim right now.
That the adzantick's prescription starts to get some
Radiant's
unexplained
middle
side
tower
effects.
has
You know?
fallen.
I think we only get 10
Radiant's
minutes of
bottom
pause
tower
time,
is
so
under attack.
rapid break that's too extended could lead to some kind of conflict, or
Radiant's middle
people
tower
wouldn't
is
necessarily
under
forfeit,
attack.
you just share control.
That doesn't sound like a... Oh, Crystal Maiden, the arena catches Queen down to submarine. He just runs it. We talked about how aggressive this guy is. There's a chicken being tossed out. They've got the shackles over on the other end. Sehny goes down, she goes down. They go from that. Chicken Fishman. Crystallis and ATF are now fleeing here. Crystallis is going to BKB TP out. Absolutely fine. Alex looks like he's out as well, right around the corner. The only one they lose is poor Fishman, who's been told he is as useful.
Just find 2 heroes, use all spells on them, they will die, and yeah, they end. It's just unplayable. I keep harping on this, but I really think that this game, it's not his fault, but look at Tipek on the Venom's net worth, and then look at the Ursa. Consider how well that lane went. The pipe into Yules, like, you don't scale with the pipe first. It doesn't give you stats. It doesn't give you the, you know, you're not losing health. You're not getting mana regen. Like, it's just not good.
All right, Kyle. I can stand it for the first 15 minutes. If you go, look at this Ursa's net worth and look at this Venomancer's net worth. You gotta chill out.
But
like, you're literally comparing a Battle Fury carrying to a 3 assistant.
Please.
No, it's not really.
Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, they managed to take down Mambos. Yes, they're gonna take down Crystal Maiden. Tipek also going down. Already has fought back. It is, of course, a dieback, and they're gonna put pressure on the tower.
3 heroes died. Both of them inside the box.
Radiant's
Right,
top
that
tower
was
has fallen.
that wasn't.
They thought
Pretty
they
much
could
a
make the jump on
slaughter.
Crystallis. They saw that there was, you know, an Ursa there kind of by himself, but they didn't realize that adzantick's sitting in the back lines.
Radiant's
You should know
top
better,
tower
right?
is under
You should know
attack.
that this guy, I guess maybe they think, oh, he's so overconfident. He's so overconfident, maybe he's here alone, maybe we can get this kill. But nope, immediately, the rest of the team is there.
Radiant's
just
top
wipe
tower
out 3 of
is
them
under
right
attack.
away.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Every game counts. I mean, maybe,
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
you know, this will blade online now.
Radiant's top
Ursa
barracks are under attack.
is, was already
Dire's
looking
bottom
pretty darn
barracks
hard.
are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
It's good hero.
It runs at people.
Yeah, again,
When he says, can we fight? You can say yes.
I think it's rather telling that all the top carries in the patch nowadays seem to have a de facto item. Big believer that items kind of dictate the pace of the meta. And you consider like Troll, Wraith King, like these heroes have a little bit of versatility, but for the most part, they're two scripts to the game, and you go items based on that.
A prize.
I'm gonna let him live this time. Sure. Oh, they even go and they sent out a tip here for his own carry. Double damage win over here on Curry, but who's he gonna catch, guys? In fact, they think they're going in after him.
Stay near.
Of Blade Online. Do you have the rest of the supports? I heard the Dream Coil go off. I hear, yep, there it is. There's the Omni Slash finally taking down Crystallis. Like, oh, run back lines. Oh, Curry spinning around. They managed to get the A, but they're running away from it now. They get the chasing down Curry. He wants to get this. He'll be able to go use the arena, spin him to the wall. And yeah, he got a kill, but is going to fall for the stun right now from Phoenix. That ultimate off here, beating up the two of these guys. They'll be able to take down Curry. They take down Muff. And Alex is trying to TP out here. Looks like he's gonna make it out just in time. ATM is godlike with a triple kill. He's still going for more. He wants Mambos. He wants Tipek. Fishman is going to fall though. And okay, yes, we're getting some of that slow coming out from the Venomancer, like we talked about. But he's pinned them right over to the tree. I don't know if you can fight the God of War here, guys. He's looking pretty strong. Mambos trying to fight, and again, Fishman, he's back up. BKB comes out from the Mambos. The silence, they do finally take him down. 9 times kill streak. But it took quite a lot to get there.
Did Alex have egg on cooldown? I swear egg was up. Did he use that?
I thought he used it at the start.
Okay, never
Yes.
mind. Well, good fight.
Bounty.
That's a 3 for 3. We take those. Fishman and bought back as it's actually a 4 for 3. But Crystallis, I don't think expected to get hexed into full damage Omni Slash. That was the difference maker. You can see.
Yeah, there's the egg right at the start. I was saying that they were running away from it.
It's a
I think that's the first time we actually got to see like the Omni Slash put in some real work besides just killing a support. But I mean, I guess somebody has to deal with top lane and still be able to join the team. But there is a if God forbid this Juggernaut somehow doesn't manage to get off his Omni Slash in a team fight, they literally no damage. You got a Heaven's Halberd, BKB, Bloodseeker, and a Pipe Yule's Venomancer.
Mambos is just hit enough buttons before.
Yeah, I mean, he got a lot of goals from the last fight, so maybe he'll be able to pick up an item that allows him to hit a little bit more.
$20K net worth lead right now at 33 minutes. That's sitting an oof. But, you know, we're seeing signs of life coming out from the Hippo.
This is but a scratch. Still very much for this game. They just need to. How much is that XP gap? What's that? Yeah.
It is not.
Did you know that Mount
This'll come in
Everest
handy.
is exactly 29,000 feet? But the initial didn't think anyone would believe them, so they added an extra 2 feet. 1,002.
Why 2?
So it wasn't even. 1,000 exact. No.
I feel like
Well,
like a
two
never-ending
does make it
Snapple
even,
cap
but
of
yeah.
like facts that could be true or could
Well,
not be true.
Instead of going
Or
to
you
college,
think that they're true.
Is there like any more fun facts?
I'm sure you're gonna give us some later. But
Hopefully
let's
you
wait
didn't
for.
go into debt from Snapple drinking like you would have college.
It was much.
Lincoln's Place now on that Earth live a little bit more, but items rolling out. Aeon just picked up the Phoenix, and they've got this nice wall of wards, which is going to make it a bit difficult.
Dire are scanning.
One just trying to push in some of these waves, trying to make it so that way the Venomancer can't set up. Still a little like they're in their time, and we do see a smoke coming out from the side of Hippo as well.
Who would have liked this smoke to happen? maybe they didn't have one
What a
yet,
bounty!
but bounty runes. So it's a good opportunity to either get onto your triangle before the enemy pushes up there, because it's likely scenario, or for you to push out and get the right side of bounty runes.
Because of running out, Mambos does get hexed up. ATF though joining the fight. BKB is forced, and the Lincolns gets popped.
I love the Lincolns pick up against Bloodseeker and the Omni. It's a really easy way to ensure something like we saw at the Ancient. But I mean, at this point, you can pretty much. Stole your dad's credit card. Do whatever you want.
I have to.
I mean, are you too upset even if you don't end up be having new tier items coming out to your neutrals, and you're taken over the economy of the map? You can't get out.
I mean, especially when I'm watching Hippomaniacs, like, nobody's actually even trying to take some risky farm.
They can't. Have you seen the way that this bear is just barreling at them? That's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have somebody who goes out and runs down a sideline and plays inside of trees and nukes creep.
This is what's going to happen. Almost repeatedly, like, you know, he has a BKB. Glimmer Cape isn't going to be enough to save him. No, they use the arena, and he just walks into the wall. No hope. No hope at all.
Barely believe.
Illusion.
You got Aegis now. 1 minute to kill those wards. The best defenders.
Yeah, because you know if Tipek goes anywhere near that, he is absolutely dead. Curry also standing by, but how do you get in there without immediately getting blown up? Okay, they're going to start off with the spin. I'm not sure. He's going to be just fine. Sadie's Curry somehow dies during all of that, and they managed to go and pin Curry over to the trees. They haven't been able to go and get the final hits off, though, for any kills. Mambos running in fast. He's ATM, but Crystallis, he follows up. He's got his own BKB. He's got that Abyssal. It's going in again, chasing after this poor Crystal Maiden. Sehny says, please go away. And again, they pop back out again. Mambos, he wants to go in. He's so speedy right now, but he just cannot afford to go in there and just die.
Yeah, they're getting further and further. They're just, you can't really dive tier 4s into a team like Hippos without BKBs active and your spells.
Got new neutral items. Mount, Ninja Gear, Illusionist Tape, stuff. I'm sure the Hippos would love to get some of those too, but they cannot get out of this thing.
Curry just got further outside than they have in the last few minutes. Now this smoke. You gotta try something. No egg up. Maybe it's a window here.
You know, with a Grimstroke, who can they find? I don't think you want to try ATF. Maybe Crystallis because he's separated from everyone else, but it seems like his spidey sense is indeed tingling.
They're coming.
ATF, Lincoln's popped with that BKB, the blink out. He's not looking for Tipek, although he does have that Yule, so has a little bit more time over on the other side, though. Crystallis, he's fighting off with a lot of these heroes. I'm going to come out, so they don't have to worry about Venomancer, but this bear is being held into place right now, and he is dead. They do not have the Ursa here, as the rest of the team on the side of CreepWave realizes, okay, maybe we should back out. It's not looking great for the Pugs, because he does get shackled up. I'm not sure why he was there, maybe trying to help out the Ursa, but that is a door open now for the Hippos.
That was the, that's the thing that CreepWave, you know, showing a little bit of their inexperience, because a
Radiant's middle
tier 1
tower is
squad,
under attack.
they're going to just take the ye old strategy of standing on the high ground as 5. Something that let me fly way back when, like 2014. You would say in scenarios like this, guys, we won the game. Cut 2 lanes, stay as 5. And we would win the game, because once the game is won, you just have to win it.
Yeah, there's like some variations where, okay, you sit on the triangle, you cut top wave and cut mid wave over and over again. They're not going to walk into you. The only play they have is somebody going bottom lane, in which case you can occasionally go for a smoke or stand like one hero like your puck to find that pick off.
That is indeed, because even go and use the serpent wards though here. Sehny on the other side, they'll go use the egg. ATM looking for whoever he can grab, because they do leash up these two heroes together. Fire online is Crystal Maiden. She's taking a lot of damage, as is Curry. The bat comes out, and Alex is going to get himself a double kill. Muff being very aggressive here, chasing after ATF, but doesn't have any mana to speak of, so
The ink
Force that. Nice
flows
little
with ease.
snatch here
Mine
from
is
Fishman.
truly a
He's-
blessed life.
Not a great sign to see Hippomaniacs lose a fight 3 versus 5.
Yeah, they just devour the arena. I mean, there was no arena for that fight in base, so they couldn't take the big engagement. But it's Mars Phoenix. This is a very strong combination of heroes. And how many level 25s do we have now? Yeah, that's pretty good. 65%. I mean, that's pretty good.
Radiant's middle tower is under
All right,
attack.
they're just gonna walk right into the base. They know that the Bloodseeker's down.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Pull through, not together,
Radiant's middle
but
barracks are under attack.
on his block attack. That's pretty darn good. Down to go, and they can draw the dream foil. That's gonna be a dead shadow shot as well. Venomancer buys a little bit more time. There's all 5 axes. They go right back into this arena. This is to keep everybody in place. He takes some hits. He's got a BKB. He's just gonna go and teleport out. No problem. The Hex is out, so over onto adzantick. Buys himself just a little bit more time. He needs to blink away. Couple of these kicks here with poison sting. He should be absolutely fine. CreepWave just walks out again.
4 buybacks.
And there's another smoke. This could be the make it or break it point, guys.
That was a full team wipe. And now, I believe CreepWave, they learned their lesson, and they will run the retreat until we can be 5. Then we are 5 and fight. One of the patented maneuvers, I believe, backed by, it was either Maniac or Ake, 2009.
Pretty.
Dire are scanning.
The rest of the side of CreepWave is grouping up. They know.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Look, they found the strat. They know what to
Double
do
ward
now.
even just in case.
We will fight them from the trees.
Illusion.
Cooldown's up. We're 5. Let's chill. We'll walk at them. Pop the smoke. This is closing out a game right here. No chances. No messing around anymore.
All right, we'll find Tipek. Maybe no, he goes down. Down. There he is. Going after Mambos again. Mambos was absolutely obliterated. They managed to take that courier at least, but not enough, obviously. Side of Hippos, and they're still hunting here. ATF, he's hunting. They go over to the high ground. Curry. What's up? That ninja gear, trying to get an engagement. I think that they can necessarily fight in that base, but I think they can really fight anywhere else on the map either. The road pit they go, though. CreepWave. Just ensure that they have the definite advantage here. Good stuff.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
With blink.
All right, it's go time. Immediately BKBing ATF. All right.
Radiant's middle barracks
That's a
are
bit
under
of a
attack.
habit.
You got it, Flan.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
barracks
you know,
is fallen.
making moves on this bottom
Radiant's
tower.
bottom
I'm not
tower
sure
is
how
under
they
attack. Radiant's
how they fight
bottom
this.
tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks.
Okay, I mean, if you
has
give up
fallen.
megas, I'm not sure what the comeback mechanic would be, but
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Yes.
Dire now have victory.
love the warding from Fishman.
Radiant's
They
middle
probably have a
tower
better
is under
chance
attack.
against Megas and having the Bloodseeker alive than
Dire's
a 4
bottom
versus
barracks
5
under
without
attack.
Bloodseekers, so. They certainly, Hippomaniacs does not say die. Give him that much.
Perhaps they're going to try to make one final push as
Radiant's
5.
middle tower is under
Give it their best
attack.
shot immediately, though. ATF, they've got them bound together as well. That is going to be a very dead moth. And over on the other side, looks like the bear was looking to maybe get the jump on someone. Just going to get disarmed. Gonna have to hop himself
Radiant's
away.
middle tower is
Focus
under
now over
attack.
on the towers. Not backing so very much here as Curry comes forward, gets a dash off immediately over onto the mark. Follows though from adzantick. Gets another dream coil, and those BKBs don't do anything. Look at the damage coming out from Crystallis, though. He's just leaving them almost. Taking a lot of damage himself. That's going to be the Aegis getting popped. So they managed to kill the bear once. I don't think they can kill him a second time, guys. That goes, uses Poison Nova. And they're yeah, they still managed to kill it over to the side. There's so much damage coming out, though. Again, though, they'll be able to throw up the bear into the air, but this is looking like a very, very dead Mambo. And I'm not sure if they're going to go climbing into that well after them, but it seems like they really can't. Adzantick is spending a little bit of time in here as well. They go, they get the kill on Tipek, and using that.
Is under attack.
I can't believe they let that abuse keep going on for so long. But it's so winning yet.
45 minutes. This game.
Maybe they're trying to wear down CreepWave mentally, make